man drove away the wolves, then turned around and picked up a stone to kill his own dog. In the desert, any food was incredibly precious, yet the man still held on to a shred of humanity and did not eat it. While pouring out water, the man was drawn by a flash of light. It turned out to be a huge piece of gold. He looked at his mechanic partner, then decided to call him over. They always say real gold withstands fire. If it turned gray under heat, then it would all just be false hope. But it didn't turn black. It really was a piece of gold. What he never expected was that the piece lying on the ground was only the tip of the iceberg. An even larger chunk of gold was buried deep underground. The two of them couldn't dig it out, so they tried to move one piece, but the gold didn't budge at all, which meant the gold beneath it was even larger and deeper. Michael stomped his feet in frustration. Tens of millions of dollars were right beneath them, yet they couldn't take it. Maybe having too much money wasn't necessarily a good thing, since manpower wasn't enough. They tried using the truck to pull it, but the tires sank into the sand and the rope snapped. They tried again, but the result was the same. It seemed this wasn't just a piece of gold. It was a whole gold mine. While they were struggling, a pack of wolves fixed their eyes on them. With his experience, Michael led the man to gather tree branches so they could survive through the night. At night, Michael shared his idea. If the two of them kept wasting time here, they might die before managing to take the gold. One of them should stay behind while the other went to buy equipment, but the round trip would take 5 days, and both of their feet were injured. Michael volunteered to stay alone because he believed the man would die miserably if left by himself. Mocked by Michael, the man decided to prove he could stay with the gold. Early the next morning, they buried the gold. Michael then left all the water for him and reminded him to ration it carefully, or he wouldn't survive the 5 days. He tossed him a satellite phone and a spare battery, then turned and left.
By the time I get back, we'll be rich as all hell.
Watching the truck disappear into the distance, the man felt as if he could already see his future filled with luxury and indulgence. First, he carefully covered the gold with dirt. Then he used dead branches to build a shade shelter. He took out the old satellite phone. Luckily, Michael hadn't lied. The call actually went through, but 3 seconds later, the signal was lost. He didn't have time to worry about it. He first gathered branches for the night. The fire would keep the wolves away. The first night fell. He could still eat warm canned food, which wasn't too bad. But to make it last, he only took one bite. The sounds of wolves tearing into prey echoed around him. The next morning, he woke up under the scorching sun. As soon as he opened his eyes, he instinctively looked toward the gold. At that moment, the phone rang. He crawled desperately toward it, but the signal was gone again. At 1 in the afternoon, the heat was still intense, but the man seemed numb to it. His eyes were fixed on the gold, the only thing keeping him going. Desert weather was unpredictable. Within minutes, strong winds swept through. He started collecting branches again, but the nearby ones had already been burned. He had no choice but to go farther out. While tidying the tarp, he seemed to have discovered something new. Before leaving, he used stones to cover the gold, then slowly crawled up a hill. What lay before him was the wreckage of an airplane.